My friend Susan said yes to everything for 20 years. Last month, she calculated that saying no to just 3 things saved her 847 hours and $4,200 in 1 year. But the real transformation will shock you. By the end of this video, you'll know her exact strategy. Quick question, how many times this week did you say yes to something and immediately think, why did I just agree to that? Your hand is probably raised right now. You're about to discover why your inability to say no is costing you way more than you think. Here's what nobody tells you about saying yes to everything. Susan tracked her time for 1 month and discovered something terrifying. She spent 31 hours on commitments she didn't want, earned $0 from activities that drained her and missed her son's baseball game for a committee meeting she hated attending. The average person says yes 73% of the time to requests that don't align with their goals. That's 3 out of every 4 requests. We're literally giving away our lives one "sure, I can help" at a time. And here's the brutal truth. Every yes to something that doesn't matter is a no to something that does. Susan seemed like she had it all together. PTA president, office volunteer coordinator, neighborhood event planner. Everyone loved her because she never said no. But behind the scenes, she was drowning. One Tuesday evening changed everything. She was rushing from a PTA meeting she didn't want to attend to, her son's baseball game. She arrived in the bottom of the 9th inning, just as he hit his first home run of the season. As she watched him round the bases looking for her in the stands, she realized the devastating truth: she had become a stranger in her own life. That night, Susan made a decision that seemed impossible for someone who'd built her identity around saying yes to everyone. She decided to learn the power of no. What happened next will change how you think about your time forever. Hack 1, the priority filter. Susan created what she calls her life. List 5 things that truly matter to her: family time, health, career growth, close friendships, and learning piano. Before saying yes to anything, she asks, does this serve one of my 5 priorities? If not, it's an automatic no. Sounds simple, but here's what happened. She resigned from the PTA presidency. Scary? Yes. Life-changing? Absolutely. That decision freed up 8 hours per week. She redirected that time to attending every one of her son's games and started taking piano lessons she'd dreamed about for years. The twist? The PTA found a new president who was passionate about the role. Susan realized she was occupying a space someone else could fill with joy while she was filling it with obligation. Hack 2, the 24-hour rule. When someone asks you to commit to something, say, let me check my calendar and get back to you tomorrow. This simple phrase is magic. Michael, a software engineer, used this hack when his boss asked him to lead a weekend training session. His old self would have said yes immediately. Instead, he slept on it. The next morning, he realized he'd already committed his weekend to his daughter's science fair project. He told his boss, I'm honored you thought of me, but I have a prior family commitment. Not only did his boss respect the decision, he appreciated Michael's thoughtfulness. The result? Someone else led the training and discovered they loved teaching. Michael kept his promise to his daughter and avoided resentment. Hack 3, the graceful no formula. Most people struggle with saying no because they don't know how. Here's Susan's 3-part formula. Thank them. I appreciate you thinking of me. Decline clearly. I won't be able to commit to this. Redirect if possible. Have you considered asking Sarah? She mentioned interest in this type of project. Linda, a marketing director, used this when asked to organize the annual company retreat. Instead of saying yes and resenting the 40-hour commitment, she gracefully declined and suggested a colleague who'd mentioned wanting more leadership opportunities. The result? Linda kept her weekends free for family time. The colleague got a career-boosting opportunity. The company got an enthusiastic organizer. Everyone won because Linda had the courage to say no gracefully. Hack 4, digital boundaries. Your phone is probably your biggest yes problem. Every notification is a request for your attention. Every app is asking for your time. James, a consultant, realized his phone was making him say yes to hundreds of micro-distractions daily. He implemented digital boundaries. Phone on airplane mode during family dinner. Email checks only at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Social media limited to 20 minutes on Sundays. The transformation shocked him. He stopped saying yes to every notification and started saying yes to conversations with his wife. Productivity increased because he wasn't constantly context switching. His stress levels dropped because he wasn't always on. He told me, "I didn't realize how many times per day I was saying yes to things that stole my attention from what I actually cared about." Hack 5, the replacement strategy. Instead of just saying no, replace draining activities with energizing ones. When Susan quit the PTA presidency, she didn't just create empty time. She filled it intentionally. Those 8 hours became 4 hours with family and 4 hours learning piano. When she stopped attending networking events that felt transactional, she scheduled monthly coffee dates with 3 close friends. This hack prevents the vacuum that makes people revert to old patterns. You're not just removing the bad, you're actively adding the good. The key is planning the replacement before you make the change. Here's what happened when Susan combined all 5 hacks. In year 1, she reclaimed 847 hours, that's over 21 full work weeks. She saved $4,200 by not saying yes to expensive social obligations she didn't enjoy. She lost 15 pounds because she finally had time for regular exercise. But the real transformation was emotional. She told me I went from feeling like I was managing everyone else's life to actually living my own. Her son noticed Mom was present at games instead of distracted. Her marriage improved because she wasn't always exhausted and resentful. Your challenge: identify one thing you'll say no to this week. Maybe it's a meeting that could be an email, a social obligation you dread, a digital distraction stealing your focus. Then consciously choose what you'll say yes to instead. Remember, every no is a yes in disguise. When you say no to what drains you, you're saying yes to what fuels you. The power isn't in taking on more, it's in choosing better. Comment below. What's one thing you're going to start saying no to? Like this video if it gave you permission to protect your time. Subscribe for more strategies on living intentionally after 40. Share this with someone who needs permission to say no. Sometimes the best gift is showing others they don't have to say yes to everything. Until then, remember, your time is your life. Choose how to spend it wisely.